All right, this is Peter Ruber for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It's March 18th, 2026. This is Appeal 559, and the start time will be 4:05 p.m. All right, so just to go through some information, again, appeal number 559, 226, all right, let's try this again. 260 Willow Street. The owners are 260 Willow Street LLC. The town's valued this property at $11,318,656. The appellants are asking that amount to be reduced to $8 million. All right. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Greg Lane, L-A-N-E. I'm a state certified general real estate appraiser. I'm representing the homeowner. The homeowner's name is Danielle Francesco. I believe it has the relationship to 260 Willow Street LLC. I did an interior and exterior inspection of this property. And
all right. So, do you have anything though that was going to
I have an appraisal of the property.
Right. And
then I have something from Francisco saying that I'm going to represent him. Or you know what? Ray Rizzio filed that. So that's Russo and Rizzio.
All right, let me just look. Maybe there's something.
The appeal. So I made sure that, and actually I think Ray Rizzio was doing the appeal for him. So I did not get anything from that owner. I asked for it, but then they said they were going to file it. Okay. So I don't have anything. I'm sure.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say is that probably needs to be updated because I see something here for Russo and Rizzio, but not for you. So okay. You know, I would say that.
Well, I think they are representing them, but I am the expert witness for them.
Yeah.
If you want to categorize it that way. So. I guess let it be known for the record that we're waiting to get agent certification from Russo and Rizzio.
Fine. So I just will not be able to deliberate on this.
Can't go forward until they get that documentation.
Yes.
So
okay.
I will certainly make them aware of that. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't have it. It just probably hasn't been tried as of yet. I will make sure that that is filed in a timely manner so this can move forward.
Sure, please, thank you. All right. Okay. So if you would put your right hand up, please. Yep. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
Okay. And as I previously stated, my name is Gregory Lane, L-A-N-E.
Thank you.
So we are on the record. I want a couple important things should be known. I did a previous appraisal on the property in the summer of 2024 for a lender. So that was the purpose of that appraisal. I can provide it if needed later on in time, but my value in, I don't have the exact date, let's say July of 2024, I came in for this property at $7.5 million. So that was the first appraisal done on this property. And second very important thing is there are no water views from this property. It's an inland lot. If you go up on the third floor in the winter, you can probably see some water. But in general, the property is currently listed. I'm handing one of the copies of the listing to Peter. It is on for $12 million. It has been on for 250 days at that price. So at 6 months, probably 8 or 9 months.
You said 12.5?
12 even.
12 even.
Yeah. So here's a copy of the listing, and you get the days on the market. It's 250 at this point in time. If you want to, we can circle that if you want to. So sure. So it reminds me of a property that I did a tax appeal on about 3-4 years ago on Sasko Hill Road. It was on the market forever for $12 million, I believe. And in the end, it did sell after I got the market value from the town reduced. So I have an appraisal that I'm handing to you. This is current as of 10/1/2025. The comps are all different from when I did it for the lender.
Okay.
It's a different time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And these comps are all in Fairfield. I will say the other appraisal, I had a couple comps that are in Westport because there weren't really in Fairfield that I could find. So, but at this point in time, I've utilized others, non-waterfront sales. I did find some waterfront sales that bracket my value because the waterfront sales sell for more.
Mm-hmm.
So the location map is here. The third thing I'd also like to point out, there are extensive easements on this property, and I have documented those. They are part of the appraisal, and they're attached in the addendum. That would be something that should probably be further discussed with an attorney, but it certainly doesn't give the land more value because it just gives it more encumbrances and easements, which should discount the land. I did not make any adjustments for these easements because I don't have enough knowledge to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted the reader to know about it. The property it's a big house, but it was purchased in 2020, and it was not demolished, because if you look at the age on the field card still says 1962. So it's not a new house. Everything inside of it is pretty much new, and it is very nice. I mean, there's no question about it. The pool house, everything is nice. If it was on the water, then it would certainly be worth more money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that simple. But you could see, these are my comps, like the ones on Sasko Hill. I mean, those are the other non-waterfront sales that are larger square footages, and I've used these before for the other properties. And
At 290 Sasko?
yes,
And,
294. Yeah. So those are the two non-waterfront, and then the one for that's all for 7. Oh no, this is water. I'm sorry, because I think first one's water, second one's water, the third one, if it's an odd number, it's not. Yeah. So this one is not. Yeah.
No.
1 and 2 are water,
Mm-hmm.
are harbor front. I'm sorry, harbor. 3 is water, is non. And then
That was
4,
669 Sasko, right?
the third?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said that is non-water.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And then I have one on Harbor, 1060. You know what, I'm trying to read backwards. I have my own copy here. I can read it myself. The fourth comp. All right, so that's Harbor View. And then the fifth one is the Long Island Sound front, that's on Pequot. And again, those have been used before, so some are water, some aren't water,
Mm-hmm.
and just making the adjustments for square footage. It's a really nice house, I'll grant you that. But it's not brand new, and there's no water. So, and if it was even worth close to the 12, and it's been on the market for 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
9 months, there's some deep pockets out there. Somebody would have bid. I think, okay, that's my opinion. So I believe, based upon my previous appraisal that was done probably 14, 15 months prior to the revale date, at the 7.5, and me coming in at the 8 million now, just kind of further justifies where I am. Why did you have it on for 12 million? You have to talk to the listing broker, you have to talk, but I think that, he's just trying to get lots of money if he can. I don't believe he was not there when I was there, so I don't know if it's vacant, I'm not sure. but I think that the number put upon by the reevaluation company was heavily influenced by the list price. But I'm the only one who's not done one appraisal. I've done two appraisals.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one I did was for a lender, totally different purpose. I didn't even know, where the reval number was going to come out.
Sure.
So I think that, if you do it by percentage, even if it's like 6-7%, let's say it's 14 months, that'd be 7%. So you got 750 times 7, that's almost perfect as far as utilizing the marketplace, and that's the way it turned out. So the comps I feel good with. I don't know where they came up with their number. Again, it was probably heavily influenced by the listing,
Okay.
which has been active, for a long time. It was just on for like a month or 2 or 3 or 4. It's been on for 8 months.
Sure.
So there's certainly been plenty of exposure to the marketplace if there was somebody out there. Because things are selling, and things are selling, at the higher prices too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've gone over pretty much the water, the easements, the previous appraisal, no water views. You have the listing, right? You have right, so you have the active listing. I'll give you another appraisal so you can hand out, just showing pictures. If you look at the street, you can't see the water. And if you stand in the yard, you can't see the water. Maybe, again, up on the 3rd floor, like now during the winter you might. So I think that would justify a higher market value if there was. So you can have that, you have the active listing,
Okay.
and that should conclude my testimony for 260 Willow Street.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Any questions you might have, or is it, I know there's quite a bit of information and verbiage there, but I think it's all important.
Yeah.
And if it was brand new, I might even come in but having it still be based back in 1962, and they didn't redo the foundation, and I'm not sure if the wiring or, some of the things are still older there. So that does make a difference.
Right.
In the value. It is not brand new. So, yeah, that's important.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks. All right. Do you need me to explain the process, or you know? All right.
No,
I've heard it enough.
I understand. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
I'm all set.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to end the appeal now.
Yeah.
All right. This is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It is March 18th, 2026. This is Appeal 444, and the start time is 4:21 p.m. All right, I'm just going to go through some information here. All right. Again, Appeal 444. The property address is 341 Fairland Drive. The owner of this property is Joshua and Kristen Murley. The town valued this property $862,400, and they're asking that it be reduced to $810,000. Okay, so Mr. Murley, if you would just state your name and that you are the owner of 341 Fairland Drive, please.
Sure. So my name is Josh Marley. I'm the owner of 341 Fairland Drive.
All right, and if you put your right hand up, please. All right, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, so if you would just sign here and print below, please. All right. So, Mr. Murley, this is going to be your opportunity now to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $810,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, all right? Please try to be as succinct as possible.
Sure. So we have PMI on the house, which I had called Chase in the fall. and said, my loan to value is obviously, greater than, I don't need the PMI anymore. They said you have to order an appraisal, so I ordered an appraisal, which happened on October 21st, 2025, and they came back with fair market value at 8 cents.
8 cents,
With
okay.
like 6 comps.
Okay.
I have it here. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll put it into the file. I don't see it here in the file, so this would be something that you're adding to your file?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you need a copy of it, or?
I think I have it in email.
Okay.
I should be okay.
Okay.
Can I get a copy if I need it by chance?
I guess you could come back. I mean, I'm not going to be able to copy it tonight, but you could come back and ask them for it. I mean, it will be online here. It will be put into the.
All right, you hang on.
Okay.
You need it more than me. PMI already got removed.
Okay, all right.
I'm pretty sure they emailed it to me, so. And again.
All right, so just, obviously I'll be looking through this. It will go into the file. Everybody will have access to it. Is there anything specifically you want me to note, like from it, that any of the comps that you feel like are the best comps, or, I mean, obviously they praise them.
I think it's also fair,
yeah. Okay.
So,
all right.
which is why I was just a little thinking about, the discrepancy, so
Mhm.
we could bring it up.
Okay. All right, so.
And originally, the first assessment was 875
Okay.
that you guys had. I did the informal hearing, brought it to 862
Okay.
with the same information.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, if the appraisal's not right, I just want to know why.
Sure. All right. All right, anything else that you would like to add?
No.
No? Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, so let me just explain the process then, all right? So we have, or what I'll do is I'll take this information and I'll bring it to our board
Okay.
and present your petition to them.
Okay.
Again, they all have access to this, and we'll deliberate, and then we'll make a decision. Within 7 days of that decision, you'll get an email and a letter that explains our decision. If we do provide any sort of relief, then you would not be able to come back and appeal until the next revaluation in 5 years.
Okay.
All right? If we deny your appeal, then you can come back again next year and appeal again next year.
Okay.
All right? And then you do always have the right to take it to court if you feel like it. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
That's the case. I just, like I said, I mean, it's just black and white, so whatever you guys come up with, I'd like to know. So when is the board meeting?
okay, so that's a good question. So we have almost 1,000 appeals.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're actually going to be working on this through May. And so I can't tell you when we're actually going to hear your specific appeal. But once we do, you'll get a letter that explains what our decision was.
So you're going to be working through the appeals until May, and then you guys deliberate?
Well, no, actually, so right now we are working on just doing hearings.
Okay.
And right now we have 9 members on the board. We are all separately hearing appeals.
Okay.
So we anticipate being done by probably next week for sure. We'll be substantially done, and then we'll begin deliberations. But for deliberations, we need at least 5. We need a majority of the board, so we need at least 5 people to deliberate. So,
So as of now, July 1st comes, I pay the taxes that are.
It will be met. It will be. We have to have our decision made by then. By the end of May, we have to have.
Okay.
So
then records go in June?
Yeah.
And then
Right. Right.
Sounds
Okay.
good?
All right.
Sounds like you got a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'll leave
Yeah.
you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. Take care now. All right. So this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It is March 18th, 2026. This is Appeal 445, and the start time is 4:33 p.m. All right. So, Mr. Anderson, I'm just going to go through some information here. So this is Appeal 445. It's for 52. The property address is 52 Saskell Hill Terrace. The owners are Ruth and John Anderson. The town has valued your property at $1,025,700, and you're asking that amount to be reduced to $928,571. All right. If you would just for the record, state your name and that you are the owner of 52 Sasko Hill Terrace?
Yes, my name is John K. Anderson. I am the owner of that property, stated address 52 Sasko Hill Terrace. The situation is with Ruth.
Okay, just let me, I'm sorry, you wanted to talk about, you go ahead.
Yeah, with Ruth Anderson, Paul, is that she's deceased.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a long time ago, many, many moons ago, that she gave me that house, you know, in a certain way. And that's why it lists the way it does.
Okay.
I'm the guy's planted there, Paul.
Okay, thank you. All right, if you would just put your right hand up, please. All right, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God, yes.
So if you would just sign here and print your name below, please, thank you. Thank you very much. Great, thanks. All right, so, Mr. Anderson, this is going to be your opportunity to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $928,571 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Yes, well, you know, like I say, it's the house is it's a very nice area, granted, that's a given truth. And it has two buildings on it. The back building is a sorry shape of a roof, diarrhea roof, and that, you know, it's not bad, but it does need a roof on it. The house itself is a very minimal, limited house. It's, as you can see, it's built, it has a parapet. There is no basement to speak of whatsoever. And it's cinder block construction coming up that is deteriorating as the cinders, you can see, become more exposed. So you can see these major flaws that are starting to really start to emerge as it ages. Mm-hmm. It truly is. And the floors are truly decadent, and there's some wood floors, and the linoleum floors they're in the kitchen and bathroom are you know, God, they're going to be ripped up. They're very, very poor. And the house over the years has taken a beating, truly. There's a lot of story that goes on as to why that, but however, it is in bad shape. And so you don't want to talk about, I read the gentleman on the back and talk about appliances, increasing values and whatnot. The appliances are, yeah, the Harvest Gold, avocado, you know, and they're shot. They're really shot. Plumbing is very poor. Old fixtures have not been replaced that have had, you know, it's hard time getting those parts for some of the old stuff. Even if they're antique and good looking, you can't get the stuff for them. That being said, I did put paint on it last year, and that's the thing plus it has going for it. Only thing really, the driveway is shot. That's heavy vehicles. I worked for the water company years ago when I was a guy. I used to drive my truck up there and ruin the driveway with ruts. Yeah, there's lots of things that are really true. Someone could really come take a look at it and see what the heck I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's really it's really just someone to show it on. Listen, they could argue that all this place is, you know, the only thing it's got going for it is its property. Really, I can tell you at this point, it's truly if that was planted somewhere else, people say, "Oh, burn it to the ground right now." Mm. And I don't know, I just don't feel that truly if I were to bring out public this, I don't think I could, you know, really get much for it other than what its land value is. That's truly, that you can't argue with anybody. That's what it is, what it is. Mm-hmm. I understand that. Paul, but the house is really assessing that, giving that a months over to try, it's really truthful about this.
Okay.
If it were to be viewed, I would welcome that. I would welcome that, sir.
Yeah, okay. For someone to come out and view it, yeah.
Yeah, take a look at it,
Sure.
absolutely. If you
Okay.
find out feeling better about it, and say that what I've sworn to is absolutely accurate.
Mhm. All right, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I don't know what really I can add, so I just had the picture I've painted. I mean, I'm not, if you can, maybe you want to ask me about specifics that normally come to mind or whatnot. I mean, I can't really offhand, I just, all the things are wrong. It's kind of like an aggregate. I mean, it's, years and years of,
Mhm.
there's some leakage around the chimney, main chimney, the house is flashing and whatnot, even though it's not, it doesn't look bad at all. There is that problem. There's some windows in the back are older and they're not really usable. The house really needs to be going through it. And if I were a young couple or something to buy it or whatnot, I mean, it's not really. And I see so many houses around me that sold, they sold for high value in that area.
Mhm.
But that's the house that's there. What I have is absolutely, it's gotta be seen to be believed to me, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, sure. Just tell me about the building, so you said there's two buildings, all right? The one in the back, you said needs, roof is in, sorry shape, needs a new roof. Is that building being lived in? Or?
No, it's like
a garage?
It's a salt box barn garage. It's a very nice structure. It's set way back in the front, with that long driveway that goes back to the front. It's quite a setback. It's amazing they got that variance. My father built it.
Oh yeah.
Years ago. They didn't have much money, that's why they couldn't put a whole basement in it.
Okay.
And the blocks, it scares me that this, truly that you can see that. Years ago, how they used to mix into black. I don't want to, I'm sorry, this really but saying that, how they used to get rid of cinders. When they made gas, and they made city gas, they used to get the cinders instead of like putting them in a bill, they used to take them and then mix them with cement and cast them as a block. And there they were, And out there, and that would go out. And over time, these things, the cinders, the acidity, and the coal cinder, becomes manifest. And it comes out, and that's popping out all over the place. And the parapet is just like, it was put down, with just like with the, felt paper, with the tar felt paper over that. And much of the basement, I would say there's only 1/3, so much truly, of the basement has usable space. The rest is, I can't, especially now, I can't crawl in there, you can't really, it's really unusable. So that's a negative one.
Okay. All right. So, anything else?
I can't. No, sir. The only thing that's got good going for it, I had to put a new water heater in last month.
All right.
That's got to do with some features got. Oh, hey, look at my water heater.
And the same thing. Put a new one.
Yeah. So. That's right. That's why I'm down here being a pest about this.
Okay. No, not being a pest at all. That's your right. So let me just explain our process. All right.
Sure.
So I'm going to take your appeal and present it to the rest of our board. The rest of our board will have access to testimony, my notes, the file, and we'll deliberate, and then we will make a decision. All right. And within 7 days of that, you'll get a letter and email to explain our decision. If we do provide any type of relief to you, you would not be able to come back and appeal until the next revaluation in 5 years. If we deny your appeal, then you can come back again next year and appeal again, all right? And then you always have a right to bring it to court if you so choose, all right?
I understand fully.
So we do have almost 1,000 appeals this year. And so we are going to be doing this until May. So I can't say to you, we're gonna get to you in 2 weeks. I'm not really sure, but by the end of May, we are gonna be done.
Got your work cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right,
I understand completely what you said about Mr. Rupert.
all right, thank you so
Okay.
much, I really appreciate your time.
Yes, I
Okay.
appreciate your time, sir. I should,
It was great meeting you.
Okay, bud.
All right, this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It's March 18th, 2026. This is Appeal 447, and the start time is 4:47 p.m. I'm just going to go through some of the information on the appeal here. So this is, as I said, 447, appeal number 447. The property address is 93 Howard Street. The owners of this property are 93 Howard LLC. The town valued this property at $1,600,000, and you're asking that amount to be reduced to $1,320,000.
That's it.
Okay. And all right, and I'm here with Mr. Strickland. Okay, so if you would just for the record state your name and that you are the owner or you're representing the owner of 93 Howard LLC. That's, I see, I think there's an affidavit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, I'm representing the owner.
All right, 93 Howard Street. So could you just state for the record?
Yeah,
your name
Ryan
and-
Strickland, 93 Howard Street LLC, representing 93 Howard Street LLC.
Okay, thanks. And if you would put are you an attorney?
I am not, no.
Okay, all right, so if you would put your right hand up, please.
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so if you would just sign up here and print below there, sure. Thanks.
The notice did say to bring this, I don't know whether you really need it. All right.
Okay, so let me just make a quick statement here. Just this is going to be your opportunity to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of the home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,320,000 and not the value assigned by the town.
Correct.
Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Sure, yes.
All right, go ahead, thanks.
And I assume you have all the materials, because I don't have anything new, I was just presenting.
Sure, yeah,
what
I have-
you prepared.
Right, so I see that, you're making the argument about that.
Yeah, the two arguments,
Yeah.
the equalization and the market value.
Mhm.
I mean, equalization just being, that is the determining factor for the real estate assessment.
Mhm.
Market value appraisal is an approach to achieve equalization.
Mhm.
And so, my facts here both go at the fact that the assessment or the valuation at 1.6 million is far beyond what similar properties would be in the immediate area. And from market value perspective, using sales comps, it also is very high. As far as equalization goes, if we want to just talk about the details, I highlighted 3 comps. These are all on the street. These are all very similar in age, relatively similar in finishes, certainly similar in lot size, et cetera. So very good comps. I was unable to find any 3-bedroom comps, really, as it relates to my property. And I think that's my biggest qualm here is it does look like, I'm not saying the assessor made a mistake, but it looks like the property was valued as if it was a 4-bedroom. Because I do line up with a lot of 4-bedroom homes. I'm only 3 bedrooms, as stated on the property card. I only have 3 bedrooms. Only 2,300 square feet. Most houses are considerably larger than mine. And yet I have valuations, from an assessment standpoint. Again, you could look at what my per foot is. And again, land values are all the same because we're literally all on the same street. My per foot is almost $700 a foot. And these other 3 comps are let's call it on average $530 a foot, which is pretty exceptional. It's a $160 a foot difference based on the average.
So, again, it felt like someone thought I was a larger house with a fourth bedroom, which I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
If I did look at a smaller house, which was 121 Howard, that's on the second page of my facts. 121 Howard is in fact a 3-bed, so I did find one,
Mm-hmm.
but their appraised value is $1,064,000. Same street, they're two houses down, a little older, a little smaller. So again, understanding that my larger size would likely attribute to a smaller per square foot in this case, that house is only $600 a foot. So somehow, smaller house, with the counter argument to my first argument would be, well, your house is smaller, and therefore land value is a larger percentage of your overall value. Well, here I have a smaller house, and yet they are still $100 per month. So again, that's the equalization argument.
Mm-hmm.
The sales comp argument, which was what I was asked to present for the appeals process, again, found 3 relatively close comps. All of these are, within a 2-minute walk of me: 56 Howard, 20 Longdine, 18 Cummings. Again, I can't.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I've got time. Do you have South Pine Creek next? I'll take it. He's been sitting here. I'm sorry.
Sure, no worries.
You might not. I don't have a master list, but I've got probably 10, 20 minutes, and he's just waiting.
I do not have.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
So on a sales comp approach, you have 3 properties all traded within the time period that I was asked to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's hard to find houses that are 3 bedrooms of my size, so these are slightly larger. But again, my proposed market value is 1.6, and yet you have 56 Howard literally across the street from me that traded for 166. It's 700 square feet bigger, and it's 4 bedrooms. Longdine, 700 feet bigger, 4 bedrooms. Cummings, 300 feet bigger, still 4 bedrooms, all for the same value as my proposed market value. And then I go into a little bit of detail below, looking at 56 Howard, which is the best comp, it's across the street, similar vintage. If you were to say, okay, what is that incremental? So if I'm 2,300 feet and they're 3,000 feet, and we're both valued at the same price point, what is the incremental 700 square feet worth? Well, the math would be $82 a foot. I mean, this is a $550 to $600 a foot market, so clearly that doesn't make a lot of sense. Cummings, again, slightly bigger, 300 feet bigger, 618 a foot, again, comparing to my $691 a foot.
All right. Anything else?
No, I kind of moved through it quickly just because it's all, I haven't changed my position since I filed this.
Okay. All right, so then let me just explain the process here. All right. I will take your petition to a majority of our board. They will all have access to your file, to my notes, to this hearing, and we'll make a decision. We'll deliberate and make a decision. Within 7 days of that, you'll receive a letter and an email that tells you what our decision is. If we do provide some relief to you, then you would not be able to come back and appeal again until the next revaluation in 5 years. If we denied your appeal, then you can come back again next year and appeal again next year. If you're not satisfied with either of those choices, then you do have a right to go to court and appeal in court. All right.
Oh, so in the first scenario where if you said, okay, we're going to knock off 50 grand, I don't have to accept that.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess that's where you would go appeal to court. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to be clear.
But, so, right, that's basically it. So, we do have almost 1,000 appeals filed, so
Sure.
we are,
Yeah.
we are going to be doing this until May. We have to be done by May 31st.
Okay.
So, I can't tell you we're going to get to it next week, and you'll hear from us. We may not get to you until the middle of April,
Sure.
beginning of May, something like that. So just to let you know that, just be patient, please.
Yeah, no, I
Alright.
figured there's a lot of.
Yeah, so, all right. Any other questions or anything?
No.
No? Okay, all right, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Nice meeting you. Okay. This is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It is March 18th, 2026. This is appeal number 462, and the hearing time is 5:08 p.m. All right, and I'm just going to go through some of the information here. All right, so this is appeal number 462 for property address 26 Mill River Road. The owner is Megan Teed. The town valued your property at $1,459,200, and you're asking for that to be reduced to $1,350,000.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so Megan, if you would just state for the record that you are the owner of 26 Mill River Road, please.
I'm Megan Teed. I'm the owner of 26 Mill River Road.
All right, and then if you would put your right hand up, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so if you would just sign and print below there, please. Thank you. All right, Megan, this is going to be your opportunity now to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,350,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just try to be as succinct as possible.
Okay.
All right?
Yep. So after reviewing comparable homes in Fairfield, I found several properties that are larger, newer, and have similar or larger lots than my property, but are assessed significantly lower. For example, 818 Lakewood Drive, and I also have supporting materials to send to get to you today,
Okay, great.
is over 190.
You said Lakewood Drive?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
181 Lakewood Drive. Is over 190 square feet larger than my home. It was built in 1993, more than 3 decades newer, and yet it is assessed roughly $138,000 less than mine. Similarly, 105 Surrey Lanes, Surrey Lanes, has slightly more square footage and a larger lot, but its assessment is about $120K lower. So when we look at the assessments on a per square foot basis, my property is assessed at roughly $339 per square feet, while these comparable homes are assessed between $275 and $293 per square foot. This would suggest that my property is being assessed disproportionately compared to similar homes in the area. Other things to note, we also have a septic. I'm on a corner lot on the corner of Brookside Drive with a double yellow line street. And my house is a lot older than this.
Okay.
I also have another, I know you wanted 2 to 3 MLS listings of
Sure.
comparable
Mhm.
houses. I have another address of 109 Buckboard Lane that I pulled.
Buckboard?
Buckboard Lane.
Can you just spell that for me?
Buckboard B-O-A-R-D
Oh, board,
Lane.
board, okay, sure.
Yep, all newer, bigger property, and all are assessed and sold for less than what and we're not asking for, the number is not a crazy amount off. And even the 1.3 that we think our house should be, these are lower than that.
All right. You're gonna give those to me, those are for me?
Yep.
All right.
Do you want the full thing?
Yes,
And
please.
this is, I updated on mine as well,
You did,
to
okay.
upload on mine initially.
Okay, all right. You know what, I'm gonna give back like this page, because, I mean, I have it in the
Okay.
file here. I mean, this is not updated, right? This was your original application,
Correct.
so that's not updated. I mean, it's all stapled together now.
Sorry, I meant upload it when we.
Yeah. But I'll take,
Here, you can take this off if you want. Save here.
so I'll give you those back. It's just, that, you know, need to scan it all into, so is this all from the
Yeah.
original stuff? But this.
We
is
included
new.
this too,
This was included too, all right. I mean, I have it here, I can look, but
just in case you want more information.
yeah. I mean, these are all like highlighted, were they highlighted on the original
Yeah,
that
so
you submitted?
these are the actual MLS listings that we were able to get, because
Okay.
it said to come with that
Okay.
to this
All
meeting.
right.
This is just what
Yeah,
was,
information in the back there, if you
Yeah.
want that.
yeah, I'll take that.
All right, so I'll take all this, and yeah, so what's gonna happen is I'll, have, you know, they'll be scanned into your file, all right? So I'll just explain to you, how the process works.
Okay.
So, I will review your, file, and then present your appeal to a majority of our board. We'll deliberate, and then we'll make a decision, and within 7 days of that decision, you'll get a letter and an email telling you what the decision is. If we do provide some relief to you, you would not be able to come back and appeal until the next reevaluation in 5 years.
Okay.
All right? If we deny your appeal, then you can come back again next year and appeal again. And you always have, if you disagree with either of those decisions, to go to court and appeal in court. All right? We do have, you know, close to 1,000 appeals this year.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be working on this until May. So we have to be done by May, so you'll get a
That's when the
decision.
mill rate gets,
Yeah, after that, it will be set. And,
okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, the market, you're valuing it at 1.459. We're asking for it to be reassessed reevaluated at 1.35.
Mhm.
It's not like a crazy amount.
Right.
The 1.35 is still much more than what I'm giving you
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
And these houses are newer, bigger property.
Mhm.
It just seems to be a little bit of, you know, not apples to apples here.
Mhm.
We're just asking for us to be fairly looked at, you know, an apples to apples comparison based on these comps
Mhm.
and what is sold. It's not like a crazy amount of difference we're asking,
Sure.
so hopefully it's,
Mhm.
you know.
Okay. All right. So that's it. I mean, if you have something else you want to.
No, that's it. Just
Okay.
wanted to bring that
Okay.
point to you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Appreciate your time. All right. My name is Peter Rupert. I'm a member of the Board of Assessment Appeals. It is March 18, 2026. This is appeal number 463, and the start time is 5:36 p.m. All right, so again, I'm just going to read through some information here. This is appeal 463. The property address is 175 Shoreham Village Drive. The owner is Linda Batchelder. The town has valued your property at $980,878, and you're asking that to be reduced to $760,000. All right?
Correct.
All right, so if you would, just for the record, state your name and that you are the owner of 175 Shoreham Village Drive.
My name is Linda Batchelder, and I am the owner of 175 Shoreham Village Drive.
Okay, and if you could put your right hand up, please. All right. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
So what they do is just to sign and then print your name below, please. All right, Ms. Batchelder, this is going to be your opportunity now to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $760,000, not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Okay, got it. So I included in here the online from various online appraisal companies as well as realtors.
Mm-hmm.
And back on the date of October 2025, in that month, I put together 8 different companies doing it, and the average of their assessments was $760,000 in 26. It was $760,000. And then I also, what was immediately available was in February. A lot of them I could get up to date, but not all of those could I do the historical research? And so that one ended up at even less. The market has not gone up at all since then. I brought with me, I included the documentation in my application on screenshots of where I was getting those from to verify that it really was for this address. I realized as I was preparing for today that I left off Bank of America and Berkshire Hathaway site in her backup. So those 2 are there if that would be of help.
Sure.
And then, those are old. I also included in here some photographs of just outside my street. We're a small street that only exits onto the Post Road in a very busy, or fast-moving, I should say, section of the Post Road. And when I had my informal interview with the appraisal company, they said it was because I was in the Beach District and it was all about the land, not my house. And I dispute that we're actually true Beach District. We're much more Grassmere. That's where we empty into. And I see when I bought my house and when I looked at with are comparable to our neighborhood, I feel is some of the university area near Blue Manor Park. There's some really nice streets in there, and so that's where I was looking to pull the comps from.
Mm-hmm.
But I also took an extra picture of the street and sidewalk to town, if that's helpful, because I think that's a real detraction from my street when people are looking to buy. I have no idea if you will think about the house itself, but I put in the floor plan of my house, which is 1,100 square feet, and it's great for me living singly, but it's a tiny house. When I have people over, they comment on how small it is. And I found one on top of the comps I had submitted. I found one more today. The proposed thing.
What was the address?
And that one is at 14 Eleanor, which is a true Beach District place. And they have less land, but their house is bigger. And my house appraised for 8% more than that one even. And I thought that's a dead end street and a really easy hop over to the beach. So the other comps I had were here. The first one I found was on 161 Crestwood, which has beautiful big trees and beautiful homes, and this is a smaller home on that. And the land is 1,000 square feet less than mine, so it is a little over 7,000 square feet, and I have a little over 8,000. But the house is comparable, it's 50 square feet bigger. And my house was appraised 32% more than that house. And then another one is on 68 Dogwood Lane, also a beautiful street. Our tech clients live there. And my house was appraised at 27% more. They have nearly the same size lot, and they have 100 square feet more in the house. A little bit better. And then another one is 261 Colony Street, also in the University area. And that one actually sold in 10/20/25 for $605,000. It was appraised at $712,000, and mine was appraised 38% more than that one even. And that one has been bought. That was not one of the builder. But I was surprised that within the time period it was appraised for $100,000. And then mine was even more. This one was bought by a builder, and it's on Clinton Street, so it is actually in the Marina Beach District.
What's the number?
14. And in May of 2025, he bought it for $900,000. And the town's company appraised it at $852,900, and mine's still appraised at 15% more than that when he got it for $9,000 with the house on it. So I don't know what happened. Another one in the University area, which is a really nice house, is the Brookdale Road 27, and it sold in June of 2025 for $711,000, and it's been appraised at $736,800. And
736,800, you said?
yes, and it has a lot more land than I do. I'm in about 8,000 square feet, and this one has 11,000 square feet, 550, and the house has 200 square feet more, which when we're talking 1,100 square feet, 1,300, it makes a difference. And my house was appraised at 33% more than this house. And then the last one I found was Edge Hill Road. Nice neighborhood, but this particular one is very near the highway. But it did sell in the time frame. It was May of 2025, and it sold for $705,000, and it's appraised for $689,900. So my house is appraised 40% more valuable than this house.
Okay.
I had one other comparison. I was like, when I was going through all these online appraisals, I was curious how they related to the overall, because I know it's always a comparison of properties.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the town appraisals versus the appraisals that were on Realtor.com for just my end of the street. And the majority of those were higher, that the town was significantly higher than Realtor.com. Yet, or excuse me, I said that backwards. The town was significantly lower than Realtor.com. Yet, the smallest houses, there are 3 small houses on my street that are in the 1,000 square foot range, and all of those were appraised by the town higher than the Realtor. So there was this pattern of the town appraising things lower than Realtor.com, but when it came to the little houses, it was a flip. So there were a few that were close, but where the 2 different appraisers were seemingly equal, but I just felt like this kind of showed a pattern of the people who were appraising it for the town valued small lots, small houses much more than it stands up. And I just have one more comment about the street. This is where the kids wait for the bus out here on the post road.
Mm-hmm.
One kid since I've lived there has been hit, and
Oh, my goodness.
there was one fatality by an adult trying to cross to the other side. the state keeps promising us we'll do something. Maybe.
All right, so all that information you're, I know, I see some of it, but you said, I thought you said there was some new, yeah.
Yeah. So what's new is there's one new comp system, and I would like to submit the floor plan,
Okay.
and these are new
So this-
photographs.
Okay.
And then these are the two backups.
Okay.
That. Do you have any questions, was anything unclear?
No, I'm gonna look through all your information, look at your comps. I'll explain the process to you.
Okay.
All right, so what I will do is I will, look through this and review your petition. I'll present that to a majority of our board, and we will deliberate and then make a decision on it. If we do provide any type of relief to you, then you would not be able to come back and appeal until the next revaluation in 5 years. All right, if we deny your appeal, then you would be able to come back again next year and appeal again. All right, and then you do always have a right to take it to Superior Court and appeal in court, right? Yeah. We do have about 1,000 appeals this year, so we're extending this until May. We're going to be working on this until May. They don't set, the whole grand list, which we have nothing to do with all of the, the mill rate, all that stuff. But we do need to be done with this work by May. So we will, work as fast as we can and get to your petition as soon as we can. And then within 7 days, you'll get a decision letter when that happens, when we make a decision, okay?
Okay. And do you kind of look at all the ones in an area at once together when you're
Well, sorry about that. We try to, just because, obviously a lot of the comps are, similar, and so you can really get a feel for it. So we try to, but I can't guarantee that either with just this many.
I understand.
Yeah. And we need, when we are doing, like right now, we're hearing all the appeals, but we're all, working solo doing that, hearing the appeals.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to have at least 5 people to hear the deliberations, to do the deliberations. So, just means we gotta work on schedules more to try to fit it all in, yeah. So, anyway, that's good. All right?
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, yep. All right, this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It's March 18th, 2026, and this is appeal number 437, and the start time is 5:58 p.m. I'm just going to go through some of the information here about the appeal. Again, this is appeal 437 for 10 Stoneleigh Square. The owners are Bruce and Sheila Warshaw. The town has valued your property at $1,244,200, and you're asking for that amount to be reduced to $1,140,000. And right. And if you would both just state your names and that you are the owners of 10 Stoneleigh Square, please.
I'm Sheila Warshaw. I'm the owner of 10 Stoneleigh Square.
And Bruce Warshaw, owner.
Okay.
And Stoneleigh Square.
All right, thank you. So, and if you'd both raise your right hands, please. All right, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thanks. So what I'm going to have you both do is just sign here and then print below, please.
So both of us sign on the same line?
Yes, please, yeah.
Here.
very much. All right, so, Mr. and Mrs. Warshaw, this is your opportunity now to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,140,000, not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Okay, so what I did was I compared it to other properties on my street and the contiguous street, Stoneleigh Road. It's basically the same street. And I did notice that I thought that many of those appraisals seemed to be at the low end, where mine seemed to be at the high end. So I didn't want to make it too complicated, so I picked two properties that I thought were somewhat comparable to mine. They're both colonials, they're over 3,000 square feet. And I did do a consultation. I don't know if you looked at anything that I had sent.
Yeah, I did.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I have your
Okay.
information right here.
So essentially what I did was we looked at these properties and like they're both they're bigger than mine.
Mhm.
They both have finished basements. Both of these properties were completely renovated in between 2003 and 2005. One of the properties, so the properties are 72 Stoneleigh Road that I'm comparing and 47 Stoneleigh Road.
Mm-hmm.
72 Stoneleigh Road was taken down to the foundation and rebuilt. 47 Stoneleigh Road, the people moved out for about a year and the health house they added on, they completely renovated the house, and that was also like 2003, 2004, I don't know the exact date, but we've been living on that street since 2022. So we would, 2002, sorry, 2002. Oh, so those houses were 2003, 2004, I'm sorry. So we know what occurred, you know. And both of these houses, I have pictures that I took from the internet. So they're not new, they're when they sold, but you can see that they're pretty modern. You know, whatever I was able to get pictures of, because I had to cut and paste, they wouldn't print. I had to use the snipping tool at work, I only could do a few. Here's pictures of my house. Now, mind you, my house is smaller, but it's still over 3,088 square feet. Both of these houses have flat yards. I live on a hill.
Okay.
Both of these houses have finished basements. I do not. One of these houses has 3 fireplaces. I know I mentioned that in my written information.
We have an attic. No improvement.
Well, yeah, and so my house on the what do they call on the card says it's 2 1/4 stories. What does that mean? Because we don't have a finished attic. This is my house. We do have dormers, but they're just decorative, and I have pictures.
Okay,
So
I mean,
I'm not sure if that adds to it. So here's the hill. You can see the hill. And here's, let's find the bathroom. So I can give you all these pictures. I know what to take. But basically, most of the house is the same, except we were in the middle of doing our kitchen when you were doing the appraisal.
Okay.
So we have pictures of that, but it wasn't finished. So you can see we were doing our floor, because we put the vinyl floor over the tile. So I don't know, you want to look at this?
Yeah, look at it. I mean,
I'm trying to find the bathrooms. Where are those bathrooms? They're old. The bathrooms are original. All the molding, everything.
All the pictures are
everything
original.
is pretty original. I thought I took the bathroom. Oh, here they are. So here are the bathrooms. Here's one bathroom, because that to me is important. Because the other room, you know. There's 2 bathrooms in here somewhere. I'm sorry. I'm rushing because I know you don't have much time.
that's right. Well, I mean,
That's my house. And then look at these houses. Okay. And both of them, one is like 30, let's see, one is like 30, almost 4,000 square feet. Plus I I did a computation of what the fair market value was to their square footage, what that amount would be, the per square footage. And so I added like 30% more for their finished basement. I didn't add the full amount of the square footage. And so 47 comes out to about $296 per square foot, and 72 comes out to $324 a square foot. And I took and my house is $403 per square foot. That's all here in the front page here. And so what I did was I didn't want to be a pig, so I used 330, which is higher than the bigger house, and applied that to my house. It came out to about $1,095,000. And I said, okay, let's use $1,140,000, $100,000 less. I don't want to be a pig. I just, the $1,140 is just, I'm just trying to be reasonable, okay? Somebody else might say, let's use $1,095, but I didn't. Because I know this is an art, not necessarily perfect. Well, one of the things I did want to ask you, though, when I did have an informal call with the appraiser, Aiden Garcia, I asked him, because I wanted to understand how they came up with my fair market value compared to these other properties, and he told me they do not use comps. So I asked for the comps, and that's why I didn't really bring comps. I figured a computation was probably more appropriate. He told me they use the cost approach method, which basically, from what I read, it's a good method when you have brand new construction. But when you have a lot of older homes, it's not as accurate because it takes into account depreciation. I mean, if you have a house, like, so 72, and I think the original date that they were built is still on their card, but they really were 2003 or 2004. They were completely redone. And the other one is 1940. I have it here. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Where is there? Did I? Oh, I have that. Sorry. All right, try to be fast. Where's the age of the house? Okay. Yeah, so 72 Stony Road you had is 1952. Okay, this is the one that was taken down in 2003, 2004 to the foundation. Right. So I don't know if it's because you leave a piece of the foundation, it's still 1952.
Yeah, I believe that is.
But that's not right, because if you're going to use this cost approach, it doesn't make sense. And the other one, the same thing. Yeah, the other one, they didn't take down to the, but they did add on, they moved out for over a year. They completely redid the house. And that house, I think, is 1939, which kind of, once he told me how they did it, it made sense that, of course, if your house is really old, and this cost approach, basically, you take the value of the fair market value of the land. This is simplistic. I'm sure they have other variables, and then they use some kind of algorithm. I don't know. But then they figure out what it would cost to build, and then they take depreciation based on the age. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that would take into account any renovations or... I mean, those weren't the only houses I thought were really low. Sure. I mean, there was a house I'd buy tomorrow if they would sell it for the price that they have the fair market value. Okay, it's a gorgeous house, and it's less than mine. Is it less than mine? Yeah, that one had a look. That wasn't on my street. That was in my area, my zip code. Which I hope they take into account, the different zip codes. But, yeah, that was less than my house. This house is like 4,200 square feet. Completely.
What's the number on that one?
52 Algonquin. I'll show you this one because I love this house. I've been in this house, and I was saying, what their appraisal is, right? So here, 52 Algonquin. This is their appraisal, right? the house is 4249, right? It's old,
Right,
19,
right.
it's gorgeous. Okay, has a pool. This is the house.
Mhm.
Has a pool.
Yeah.
This is the house. Okay, I didn't print every picture, but there were more, because it's so
Sure.
long ago. Here's the butler's pantry, here's the bathroom.
Yeah.
This should be less than my house.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it doesn't
Really?
make sense. And like I said, the only thing I can think of is how they did this, which they, it's hard. You
Mhm.
have the big town.
And we have 0.6 of an acre approximately, of which most of it is not flat.
It's all, we can't add, I'll just tell you right now, you can see from the pictures, we can't add on. We have a patio in the back, we
Mhm.
cannot add on
That's
to the
right.
house. That's it.
I
And the
can't
house
even,
is essentially, the house is 1995 and
Yes.
1996, I'm so confused. It's essentially the same,
Mhm.
except we did start doing the kitchen.
Okay.
And we're probably gonna do some other renovations at some point,
Mhm.
if we stay, if our taxes don't go up too much. But since my house,
Pardon.
we're done.
No, you're fine.
I know that the mill rate's gonna change, but for my taxes to stay the same, it would have to go below 17.
Yeah.
Because my house went up almost 70%, which I thought was really high.
Mhm.
69, it was 68 point something. And, I read that all real estate combined between the resident commercial on your website went up 57.52%. So if my house went up over almost 69%,
Mhm.
I'm gonna pay more.
Right.
And
Right.
I know this doesn't matter, but he's retired, I'm gonna be retiring, we wanna stay here. I don't wanna move, but if it goes up 3,000 or 3,000, which I could see that happening maybe, because I know that the commercial property can go up very much, right? So the
Yeah, I mean,
residential
the residential went up.
the residential went up, but if you blend those two,
Right.
it's not. And the residential, they said the average was like
62?
63.8.
Yeah.
Yes, and mine is like 69, it's
Mhm.
about 69.
Mhm.
This is, and I think, it's funny because I explained a lot of this to the person I spoke to, the informal, and he said, oh, I'm gonna suggest an adjustment, but there was no adjustment.
No? Okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know if he just said that to everyone, and we were talking to somebody, he said it's about him too. I think they just said that so you wouldn't argue with them. I wasn't arguing with
Yeah.
them. I was just
happy.
trying to figure out how they did this, and I found out, sort of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so, do you want to submit all these pictures?
Yeah, you can have them
Okay,
all,
all right.
yeah. I think both bathrooms were there, right?
Both
Yeah,
bathrooms?
okay,
Yeah.
they should be.
Go
Unless I
back, I
pulled it
probably,
out by accident. And you could put it in here
Okay,
if you
yeah.
want. You can have that, you can have, I'll tell you what, you can have 72, all this, pictures of that, and 47. These are the ones I use.
yeah.
I mean, also Zillow says, but I don't know if Zillow is anything you can use, but Zillow says that they're worth way
Mhm.
more. I think I have that in here. I should have that.
This is the two baths, right?
Yeah, so we only have 2 bathrooms. Those other houses, they have an extra bathroom,
Mhm.
finished basement, flat yard, what else do they have, more square foot? Less than ours. Not that I want to do anything to my neighbors, so, and here's that 52, I'll give that one to you, that beautiful house that's lower
Okay.
than mine.
In case you want to buy it.
And I have a question about, I have more. So here's a house that just, it's for sale. I'll show you this one. This you have to answer the question to me, because, so this house, it's just binder.
Mhm.
So
It's
it's new, but you see, they had it on, they started listing it in July.
Mhm.
All right, and then they took it off at some point, kept putting it on, so it says it's not on as long
Mhm.
as it was,
Mhm.
and the appraisal is only that.
Mhm.
And I don't know if that's because, maybe it wasn't finished, but this is the square footage on the, pretty much, on the new house.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I mean, I have to do some research on that.
And here's another one. Here, there was another one I had. Why did I bring that? Yeah, I wonder if these are the same house. Okay, this is a different address.
This is 31 High Ridge.
That's High Ridge, and this is 204 Glen Ridge, but I don't know. They look the same, don't they? Well, this one, they put it on in September, which is after October 31st, right? That's the date we're dealing with. It's only the land.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No, this is the same. I think these are two the same house. Somehow. I don't know. So I can give you this if you want.
Okay.
You can have that too. I won't give you this one.
Okay.
I'm a little confused now. Oh. I give you this one. This is another new house, but they took it off the market because they couldn't get their asking 1.6. And it's you only have like just under 1.3,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't that far off from mine. Maybe the more I give you, the better. I don't know. So this one is appraised at 1.298, but it's brand new. And it's advertised as over 3,000. They must be including the basement, but you have 2,600, so it's not the same as mine, but it's all brand new. So the land is big, so you do have a fair amount for the land, but the building, you don't have much.
Sure.
It's brand new. It doesn't make sense to me. It's around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the old, not yet been,
So when they build, do they then, after they're finished with all the permits and everything, do they reassess? Or
yes, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
All right, well, that seems a little better. I can give you that one too if you want, I don't know.
Sure, yeah, I mean.
Maybe, the two that are the main ones are those two on my street,
Mm-hmm.
the 47 and the 72.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so let me just explain the process to you, all right? So, what I'll do is I'll, go through your information more in detail and, present your appeal to a majority of our board. We'll deliberate and then we'll come to a decision. You'll get a decision letter within 7 days or an email within 7 days of that decision. If we do provide any type of relief to you, you would then not be able to come back and appeal again until the next 5 years, until the next revaluation.
Mm-hmm.
If we deny your appeal, you can actually come back again next year and appeal again.
Oh, you can?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I didn't realize
Right,
that.
yeah. And then you do always have the right to take it to Superior Court and appeal in court if you wanted to, all right?
I have more.
So, if you wanted.
They're not in my neighborhood. This is in
Okay.
Greenfield Hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Lancelot. There were like two houses really. I knew somebody who lived on that street, so I just, you look at that
Yeah,
street.
sure.
And I could, but, so this one, I don't have any backup like I do for the others. So this one, 90 Lancelot, let me write Lancelot on this. It only went up 20%. This is the assessment. I was looking at percentages initially. This one only went up 37. This one, let me.
Which one is that?
So
What's
this
the
one
number?
is 166. And I compared your appraisal to Zillow, and it's very much lower. I know Zillow, I don't know if that's, authoritative, but, I can just check these off. It's just curious at why they're so low. And it's the first street I picked. I said, let me just take a look at the small street. It's easy for me to do on Excel. So, but they have nothing, they're really not like they're in Greenfield Hill. It's Lancelot. I can write it on that sheet. But I'm not saying I'm comparing my house to those houses.
Right.
I'm just basically showing it as an example of. So is this the same appraiser that did it 5 years ago, or is this a new?
This is a new one.
New one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just to also say, we have about 1,000 appeals, less than 1,000, but, pretty close. So we are gonna actually be extending this until May, like trying to get these all done. We have to be done by May.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
I can't really tell you, we're gonna,
Then
Yeah, no,
Could be a
that's
while.
fine.
yeah, it's gonna be a
That's
while.
fine.
So, okay?
Fine, yeah.
it's not, no news is no news.
Yeah.
You have the original information where I did my calculation.
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
do.
Thank God for
All right.
your eye.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for coming in,
Okay.
appreciate your
All
time.
right, thank you.
All right?
You got your work cut out for you. $1,000 bucks, so then, how many homes are there in?
20,000 homes and,
That's
you know,
not
roughly.
bad, right?
5%, yeah, 5%.
The other thing I have to say, it wasn't clear that when you both had that informal call
Mhm.
with the appraiser that they could actually make a change. Had I known that, I would have uploaded more information to
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
It wasn't clear, I thought it was just like an informal call to find out how they came up with the number that they did,
Mhm.
or if any questions you had. But I found out later that was not the case.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, we weren't involved in any of that, that was the
Okay,
assessor's office and the revaluation company.
right,
So,
okay.
all right?
So you got 1,000 to do, I guess you'll be done with us by tonight. Well, when did they start doing?
Well, he has to write up a report.
Well, we started, hearing appeals, the 2nd of March, actually, yeah. So we are hearing all the appeals right now.
Right.
We should be done, hopefully by next week sometime, we'll be done with all of the, substantially all of that.
And then you have to write
And
a
then
report?
we have to deliberate, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
and that's, yeah,
okay.
so.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
All right, have a good night, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Correct?
Go, yeah, straight out and then to the right. No, it's okay, thank you.
Here, Chris Sarno.
Okay, great.
Can I send them in?
Yes, no, so you can save it, that'd be great, thanks. Hi, how are you?
Okay, how are you today?
Well, thanks. Peter Rupert, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, I'm Drew DeSarno. Pleasure.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you taking the time this evening.
Okay. And so, my name is Peter Rupert, I'm one of the members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I will be hearing this appeal 440 on March 18th, 2026, and the start time is 6:32 p.m. All right, so I just want to go through some information. So this is Appeal 440. It's for the property address 607 South Benson Road. The owner of this is Victoria DeSarno and Christopher DeSarno for a trust. Is that correct? Trustees, yes. Right. All right. Then the town has valued your property at $1,325,131, and you're asking that to be reduced to $1,100,000.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Mr. DeSarno, will you? Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you would just state your name and that you are the owner of 607 South Benson Road.
Yes, my name is Christopher Drew DeSarno. I go by Drew, my middle name. Yes, I am the owner with my wife Victoria of 607 South Benson Road.
Okay, and if you would put your right hand up, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, so if you would just sign here and then print below, please.
Yes. Signature. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so, let me, I just need to get your appeal number up here. All right. So, Mr. Sarno, this is going to be your opportunity now to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,100,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Of course. I just wanted to start by saying, A, thanks for your time. B, my wife and I have lived here in the house in Fairfield for 35 years. Never had any reason to appeal an assessment.
Mm-hmm.
The town.
Sorry, there's somebody here who's not on the list, so.
Yeah, I'm
Do you have
sorry.
any capacity?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Not now, but, you know, kind of adamant he needs to be seen, so I don't know. He has a letter, but he's just not on the list.
Okay, I'll just wait in the conference room and
Okay.
try to get some, thank you. Sorry about that.
So, yeah, never had a reason to appeal before. And what the reason I appealed was it's always been, the town's values always have been right in line with Zillow and my understanding of what the neighborhood's going for. This year, 2025, the valuation came in all of a sudden 20% above Zillow, 225,000 over what Zillow was saying. And the divergence from Zillow and the town tracking to all of a sudden it being so much higher got me wondering what's going on. In 2020, both the town and Zillow agreed that the house was about $695,000. The town's value was $691, Zillow was $695, just meshing like always. This year, Zillow had been fairly steady around 1.1 million. So I did the appeal through Tyler, and as part of that, I looked into the records available, the Vision Government Services System the town provides online, and I looked for comparables in the 1 year base period, and I found none on Vision. So then I went to the website, and the town has the database that you can do a search for comparable sales. And I noticed that during the 1 year base period, there were only 4. And 3 of the 4 houses were decades newer than mine and much bigger. Mine's a 1972 colonial, 1,933 square feet, original kitchen, original bathrooms. But all I was finding for those sales were newer and bigger. Well, we live down near Jennings Beach, so it occurred to me that, well, that makes sense because, as you are, I'm sure, aware, town's been going through a lot of changes over the last 10, 20 years, especially in the beach area. Every time a smaller, older house like mine comes on the market, typically if it's either torn down and a new McMansion built in its place at 2 or 3 times the size, or it's modified such that I guess the colonial designation doesn't fit anymore. So literally there were no comparables that were older or smaller than my house. There was one from 1907, which is an antique, but all the rest were 2007, 2013, 1995, and huge. I attached it on the houses in my packet, but nothing older and smaller. And again, when I asked Tyler during our conversation about, well, why did they think their number was so off Zillow? He explained to me, we don't look at Zillow or any outside resources. We don't benchmark our numbers. He said, we're actually required by law to apply our model evenly across all properties in the town, run the numbers, get our results, and we don't look to see how that figures with other services. He said, because by law that's what we have to do, and he suggested the Board of Assessment Appeals might be a more appropriate place to bring my concerns about the lack of comparables. So that's why I brought it up here, because I think it's fairly clear that the Tyler model came up with a number that doesn't make sense on my property, probably because of the lack of comparables that I could find, because the neighborhood is changing so much. And so I wanted to come before the Board of Assessment Appeals and ask if the board could look at this situation and bring it down to where the Zillow was thinking it should be, 1.1 million, as opposed to the number that Tyler felt locked into with their model.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So these are your comps here. I see 56 Smith. These are the ones that you're using here?
Yes, these are the ones that appeared in the town within the 1 year base period. 56 8 Smith is the small 1907 colonial. And we had that as a sale price of $1 million. But the other 3, instead of being in the 70s, like 1970s, like my house, they're all 2013, 2007, 1995, and very big, which again makes sense. Anything older and smaller, like my house, gets either torn down or modified such that it's no longer a colonial. And so literally there are no cheaper ones here for Tyler to run their model on. So I believe that's what happened, is that Tyler's model just, it doesn't work properly when there's no smaller, older, comparable sales to use. It can't crunch the numbers right. So, sorry about that. Yeah. I'm hoping that the board has more flexibility and can help us out here.
Okay, all right. All right, so let me explain the process, all right?
Sure, thank you.
We, or what I'll do is I'll, review all your information here, look at these comps, and then I will present your petition to a majority of our board, and we'll deliberate and then make a decision. Within 7 days of that decision being made, you'll be notified by mail and email. And if we do provide some relief to you, then you would not be able to come back and appeal again until the next revaluation, all right? If we
In 5 years.
In 5 years, right, exactly. And then if we deny your appeal, though, you can come back again next year and appeal again next year, all right? And then you do always have the, right to bring it to Superior Court, appeal in court, all right? We do have close to 1,000 appeals, so we're going to be doing this until May. So just be patient. I can't tell you like we're going to get to it next week.
Yeah.
We're not. So, all right.
I gave you one copy. I don't know if you need additional copies of my documents for your other board members.
Yeah. No,
Like I said, it's always been right where it should be the last 35 years, and it just was so obviously racing ahead of the other the other values that I hope you guys will find the same thing and be able to help us out.
Okay.
Certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. All right.
Obviously, you have my contact information. Yes. If you guys have any other questions or need anything else, I'm happy to come up and see you. I'm fortunately retired, but I can come up and provide you with what you need.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Hope you have a good evening.
Thanks, you as well. All right. This is Peter Ruber for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It's March 18, 2026, and this is appeal number 476, and the start time will be 6:55 p.m. Let me just go through a couple pieces of information here. So again, this is appeal 476. The property address is 275 Center Street. The owner is Sean Cullen. The town has valued your property at $1,440,800, and you're asking that to be reduced to $517,000. Let's see, what else? Anything else? All right, and so, Mr. Cohen, if you would just, for the record, state your name and that you are the owner of 275 Center Street, please.
My name is Sean Cowan, and I'm the owner of 275 Center Street.
And then just if you would raise your right hand, and do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so I'm going to be filling out, the other information here, but if you would just sign and date that, or not date it, sign and print below, please.
Okay,
All right, thank you. And your value, 517. All right, so, Mr. Cowan, this is going to be your opportunity now to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $517,000 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Yep, that's all right. I wrote some notes down.
Okay, great.
Okay, let's see. So I'm here to present a formal property evaluation analysis supported by certified appraisal and to ask this committee to recognize a significant documented external impairment that materially lowers the value of the property as of October 1st, 2025. A licensed certified appraiser completed a formal appraisal, that's here, let's call this Exhibit A, in February 2026 with an effective date of October 1st, 2025, your assessment date. That appraisal, with no accounting for the United Illuminating Transmission Project, establishes the property's unencumbered fair market value at $940,000. That is the starting point, but it is far from the whole story. On October 1st, 2025, UI's docket 516 was actively before the Connecticut Siting Council. That project proposed installing a 200-foot steel monopole, a 20-story tower of high-capacity electric transmission lines directly on this property. It would have required eminent domain to seize a portion of the lot. It would have violated existing zoning, rendering the home legally uninhabitable without a variance, and would have destroyed the historic character that defines Southport's value entirely. Critically, on October 1st, a straw vote of the Siting Council had just reversed course and signaled approval. This was the single most alarming moment in the project's entire history. The formal denial for 516 did not come until October 16th, 2 weeks after your assessment date. The accompanying report, and we'll call that Exhibit B, which I have for you here, applies 6 independently documented encumbrance factors, each grounded in published academic research and Connecticut real estate precedent. Number 1, eminent domain easement taking generally takes off 8 to 12% of a property's value. Number 2, on-site 200-foot monopole takes off 20 to 27%. Habitability, zoning variance jeopardy takes off generally 15 to 20%. Destruction of historic Southport premium, 10 to 15%. Regulatory uncertainty cloud generally takes off 5 to 10%, and luxury market stigma amplification, 5 to 8%. Applied together, compounding these factors produces a combined discount of approximately 57 to 61%. That would take the $940,000 appraised value of the property and take its value down to between $370,000 and $405,000. I want to be direct here. UI has not abandoned this project. They have issued litigation hold letters. They have publicly reserved all rights. A Connecticut Siting Council member has explicitly invited a new application. If UI files a new docket, potentially undergrounding at Bridgeport to gain political capital while keeping the same overhead monopoles right here in Southport, the impairment deepens further, approximately $300,000 to $330,000 in value. The property does not carry a temporary cloud, it's a permanent asterisk. The full analysis, sources, methodology, and scenario tables I've just talked to you about is in the report before you. So I'd like to spend time going through this specifically so you understand what we're looking at in terms of 940 as a baseline and what are we taking down and why. So we can skip through the first, second page here talking about the docket, what was proposed. I think we all know what was happening. I think the important areas to focus on is area 3. The specific encumbrances, a layered analysis. Eminent domain taking. Utility easements generally grant the utility company the right to take clear-cut vegetation, install transmission lines, and restrict specific types of property usage. I'll jump to the next one. Clearly, eminent domain is an important element here. Physical presence of a 200-foot monopole on site. Academic research provides a gradient of value loss on the proximity, basically 27% down with it being 10 meters of the pylon, which it is, 5% at 50 meters, 2% at 100 meters. So it matters how close that is to the building. We are within 20 feet of it, where it would be. I guess the fourth, historic character and Southport Village premium. A 200-foot tall steel monopole in historic Southport Village setting doesn't merely lower value, it eviscerates the very attribute that creates that premium. This property would be transformed from a coveted historic gem into a stigmatized curiosity. Layer 5, regulatory uncertainty. On October 1st, 2025, the status was a straw vote looking like it was going to be in UI's favor, but it looked like their decision would be coming soon. Now you've basically got the fact that when regulatory limbo kicks in, that's a value-destroying event. The buyer pool collapses when a property's future is under active regulatory contest. Lenders are reluctant to issue mortgages on encumbered or threatened properties, and even cash buyers demand steep or uncertain discounts on properties that have uncertain futures. So this breaks down the specifics I mentioned before in terms of the discount ranges and how those can be applied. So basically the end of this is between 370 and 405 is what they're saying with just these encumbrances. Now, I know October 1st, 2025 is the pivotal date for this group, but it's worth saying that 516 was denied in its current state. So let's go to the next page here, which is page 5, the chronic threat. New docket, hybrid strategy, and perpetual cloud. So what you have here is the idea that UI has issued basically litigation requests for communications and discovery on the site and council members. They want to know why they changed their votes at the end, and they're hoping to still make 516 move forward if they can get an appeal based on some evidence. Now, if they can't do that, they have the perfect right to come forward and submit a new docket. And this first one almost got through. So the question starts to be, what is likely for that to be? And how likely would the most likely option still yield a negative impact on 275 Center Street? The most likely option from professionals analyzing this is go underground in population-dense Bridgeport. We're also going to save some political capital by not going right through historically black churches, and you're going to overground on the 200-foot monopoles through Fairfield and through Southport. There's specific information here. I won't go through all of them in terms of why that is the most realistic, but we can cover that at some point if you want in the future. I think the new compounding on page 7, if you were willing or wanting to look at the future, perpetual cloud premium. I mean, this thing is going to be anybody that is a sophisticated buyer is going to understand that this cloud, they can run the price down. The fact that the mortgage compounding effect, they're not going to lend on this, so now you're only dealing with cash buyers, and then they're going to drive it down even further. Documented stigma, there's going to be this property was listed in actually Exhibit A. The first thing I showed you on the back there, you can see that it was called out in a siting council meeting and discussed specifically with the lawyers saying, no, the occupant would not have the right to stay in that house without a variance, period, if this went through. So you've got documented records of this home in particular being cited. That tends to drive the price of things down. This drives the price down even further to $300,000 to $330,000. Now I want to jump to the last page here. I know I'm running out of time. There's a lot of a lot of information here. What I want to do is look at the second to the last bullet point on the last page, page 10. The habitability variance factor is a swing variable. If we believe that I can get a variance, or if this was sold, that the new person could get a variance, then that helps. And that brings the discount to 35 to 45%. So rather than the 60-something, my number of 517 that I have submitted to you is the 45% off of the 940. So I'm assuming I can convince the planning and zoning folks to say, give them a variance and you can stay in the house. That's the rationale for 517. Okay. Okay. You've got the appraisal report in there, you got the town card, you've got the stuff that documents 275 is in fact in this jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Do you have questions for me?
I don't. I mean, you know, this was helpful. It's interesting, you know, really, you know, interesting problem. I mean, I'm sure that's not the word you really want to hear. Interesting, but it is.
This docket was submitted 5/16, 3 years ago in 1 day. So for 3 years now, if I wanted to sell that house, I would be facing all of this. I've been paying more taxes than I should have for 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? I mean, so this will all get placed in your file?
Yep.
I'll be presenting your appeal to a majority of our board. We'll deliberate and we'll come to a decision and let you know within 7 days of that decision being made. If we do provide some relief, then you would not be able to come back until the next reevaluation in 5 years. If we denied your appeal, then you could come back and appeal again next year.
When you say if you provide relief, so if you guys lower it a small amount, I have the ability to go to New Britain, right?
You could bring it to court, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's, yeah.
Okay, understood.
All right. And then we have about 1,000 appeals, so we're going to be working on this until May. So, yeah, I can't tell you, like, we're going to get to this,
Understood.
you know, next week, so.
Yep.
All right.
So I only have my copy of this because I supplied that to the town. Do you guys have your copy you can match up with this? Maybe the person that didn't come in today? Otherwise, can we make a copy of this and I leave with one and you keep mine?
This or the?
Well, this whole thing, the town has, but,
Yeah.
but this is my copy. I don't have another copy.
Right, yeah. I mean,
So as long as you have yours somewhere,
Yeah,
I guess you
yeah.
can match this up
yeah,
with
I
that.
think I have it right here. I just want to double.
Okay.
Just
Perfect.
check here. Yes,
Okay.
I do, yeah, so. Here, you should take this.
Let me save this with copying. I can give you 3 copies of this if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yep, thank you. Yeah, yep. Perfect. All right,
All right.
thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you, too.
All right, this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessors Appeals. It's March 18th, 2026. This is appeal number 441, and the start time is 7:17 p.m. I just want to go through some information. This is appeal number 441 for 139 High Meadow Road. The owners are Nicholas and Larson? Sylvia, okay. Or, it says here, yeah. I know I said that. Nicholas and Sylvia Larson. The town has valued your property at $1,734,700, and you're asking that amount to be reduced to $1,375,000. All right. If you would both, just for the record, state your names and that you are the owners of 139 High Meadow Road.
Yes, Nicholas Larson, I agree, with the owners of 139 High Meadow Road.
Okay. And
Sylvia Larson, I agree as well, 139 High Meadow, no question.
okay. And if you'd both raise your right hands, please. All right. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right. So what I need you to do is just both of you just sign up on the top line and print below, please. Thank you. All right. So, Mr. and Mrs. Larson, this is going to be your opportunity to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,375,000, not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible. All right?
So, we purchased this home at the end of February. It's February 24th, I believe, was our closing date. 2025. So, less than 7 months, well, approximately 7 months differential between the date of the assessment and the closing of our house. As we've provided, we have a couple of things that came up during our conversations with the first appeals process. I think the first thing we'd like to address was the possibility that this not being considered an arm's length transaction. We, as part of this whole process, the property was listed on the MLS. It was listed for 210 days of the actual amount. And the market pricing was originally listed initially for $1.55 million in July of 2024. And then it went under, subsequent price reductions down to 14999, then down to 1375. At that point in time, we were engaging the property owners who are, it was a hedge fund or an asset manager. Yes, who owns the property. And so we are not affiliated with them. They are an actual owner of the property, not a distressed seller. So they actually own the asset itself. At that time of engagement, there were two other buyers besides us. Our bidding process went into multiple rounds, not as part of an auction process, but as a normal transaction, where our first bid went in, we were actually underbid, or we were outbid, and then we subsequently had to raise our price to 1375, and that's where the sale price went through. We have no affiliation with the asset manager, as I mentioned. We had a realtor on both sides. We had Berkshire Hathaway here in Fairfield, and Silver Oak Realty was managing the other side of this transaction. So from that perspective, everything was done in accordance to kind of how a typical real estate transaction would be for individuals, I would assume. The second thing we'd like to just discuss would just be or mention is that the evidence of fair market and just the physical aspects of the property. So we provided 4 different comps from that point in time of the sale.
October, not when we purchased our home. So it was the actual reassessment value date versus the day we bought our home.
Correct. Okay. And so we've listed 4 here. One of them is 65 Hilltop Drive. That house sold for $1.375. The reason why I listed this one is it's just 0.2 of a mile away from our location, and it sold at the exact same price as our home just 2 months later. 135 Warner Hill Road, that sold in August of 2025. It sold for $1.335 million, and that has it's much bigger. This one's virtually the same size as our house, but it has a much larger lot. It's a 1.59 acre lot versus our lot, which is 0.65, and also is heavily sloped.
To the point where we have a lot of water situations in our topography.
Yeah, so I'll get to that next. The third is 1135 Holes Farm Road. That sold in November of 2025 for $1.395 million. It's right around the valuation date, so we thought it might be useful. That is a 6-bedroom house on 2.2 acres. So more bedrooms, larger land, and yet it sold at the same price as our home. And then the last one we'd like to mention, we have others in a deck here if we want to go through those, but 131 Sasco Hill Road. That sold for $1.2 million in September of 25. Significantly larger home. That's a 4,249 square foot home that sold for $175,000 less than we actually paid for our home.
And Sasco Hill is a nicer.
It's a nicer location.
Depending on the person.
Yeah, but it's still comparable from like a town perspective, I think. The third thing we'd like to mention about our property is the topography of the property. It's very unique, and that's probably, or it is a reason that we were told why it didn't sell quickly. It is a heavily sloped piece of property. It is on the downside of a hill on Mill Hill. It backs up into another home that is on basically a retaining wall. And so your ability to do anything with the front or backyard is extremely limited. it's sloped in a V shape on both sides of the property towards the interior, and then it's sloped front to back from the street down into our house. The other thing to mention is it's sloped from, when you're looking at the property, from left to right into our home, and it's also sloped heavily down into a watershed area, which is actually part of the acreage of the property, and it's unusable land because of the way it's zoned for the town, which makes sense to me. But it's a watershed area, so that property cannot be used, and also the problem with that is it creates a very heavy slope in our usable land that we can't actually do anything with it because of how it has to be done for drainage.
Did you talk about the drainage, was it correct when the erosion of the land?
We have had drainage issues with, the way, because of the way the property is, we've had actually drainage issues from like the street into our property as well, and also collects water whenever there's heavy rains or anything like that, or snow melt or whatever it is. So the issue with other buyers is that, everybody, or not everybody, the realtors mentioned to us is that if they wanted to create some kind of outdoor space in addition to what is there, it was more or less not doable. If you want to go pool, it can't be zoned for it, apparently, or at least that's what we were told. But if you would see if there's land there, there's just no way to do it. And so from that perspective, it's not like the other comps that we're mentioning here in today's report. Those are, in most of these cases are very, level lots that are usable land. So, as we all know, the property itself, the structure is it's appreciating asset. The land is the way where the value is at. We feel that the land there, not only is it's sloped heavily, and that, the other aspect of it is part of that land is not even anything we can use because it's part of the watershed area.
And the jump between those 7 months from when we bought it to the assessment didn't seem fair in the sense that, like, all this stuff remaining true, the comps that we had similar even from the time of purchase to the time of the assessment, relatively the same value of our home, plus the issue of depreciating assets with the issues of our land, seems a lot to counterbalance that high spike.
Also, just to talk about the property itself, the property has had basically no changes, physical changes to the property to increase its value from the time when it was purchased to now or to October. So that's one thing I would mention. We've had no changes to the kitchen, no changes to the bathrooms. We've had no exterior changes except for we had to change the roof because of the insurance. We actually had to go down to it had a cedar roof, which is much more expensive. We actually downgraded it to a asphalt roof. So in theory, we actually took value out. So, from that perspective, I would understand if we did a massive renovation and we had a completely different property. But, every aspect of the house, the floors, all the appliances is as we bought them. We actually have
what we got.
Yeah, and we also have 2 fireplaces that are not working, and they're still not working. So, from that perspective, if we had this house completely done up and everything working and renovated, and we put on more space or whatever, I would understand if we finished the basement or something. If we had the square footage, I would understand it. But given what we're seeing here with comps, it makes our price per square foot like $481 when the comps are kind of coming in on some of these that are more like ours, like $283 a square foot. So it just makes it a tough comp for us to kind of understand.
The spike of real estate value in Fairfield in general has been a lot, but in the 7 months that we had it, I don't think that spike was really there.
And we got some neighborhood analysis from Berkshire Hathaway, and from basically March of 25 to now, for what they're comping out our neighborhood to be, the average list price was 1.48, and basically we're at 1.49 is what they were saying on this chart that we have here. It's our chart to read, and then the average sell price, it was like 1.48, and it's basically in the exact same spot more or less now. It's like 1.5 million, so it really hasn't gone up that much in value since considering it, and we're seeing it's a 20-something% increase in our home.
7 months.
Yeah.
Big jump.
All right, anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to make sure that, it's clear that this is, a non-arm's length transaction. This was fair market participants We had a savvy market participant who was not a forced seller.
Oh, yeah, he was very, dealing with that company in itself was kind of difficult because they were trying to take our bid away from us once they realized they could get more. But because of the dynamics of the home, there were some complications for them to do that. And because we stuck to what we listed in our contract as fair, they couldn't renege on the deal. And that's part of the problem. No, it was, because they really tried to take, they were like, they knew there was another seller, even slightly higher, they're going to take it away from us. But we met every need for whatever the conditions were for that property. And that's clearly not. Maybe the prior owners, the original owners, they had a situation with distress, but they bought it from them over a year prior to other people buying it. I don't know if that was taken into play of our purchase, but there were two separate transactions.
Correct. Yeah. The original transactions should have nothing to do with ours. When somebody else bought the property for us, not our.
Right.
But even if that kind of that's kind of
over a year.
I know, but it's a moot point because this took place with willing participants on a listed exchange or a listed market, and they had multiple buyers that proved out the actual value of the property at that time. So
it wasn't like because it was a property that hadn't been lived in, we didn't get property the price that it deserved. It got what it deserved and some, because even with the situation that we found the house in and like whatever we have been trying to deal with for the last not even a year that we lived there. So that's what the stress is. It's like we've been living there less than a year and it's an overcoming situation.
All right. So let me explain the process here, right? So I'll take your information, I'll review the comps, everything that you've provided, and I will present your petition to a majority of our board. We'll discuss it. They'll have all the same information as I have. We'll discuss it and come to a decision, and then we'll send you a letter and an email at that time and within 7 days. If we do provide some relief for you, you would not be able to come back to appeal until the next revaluation in 5 years, okay? If we deny your appeal, then you can come back and appeal again next year, all right? And then you do always have the right to bring it to Superior Court to appeal there. Okay, yes.
The appeal, if it's denied, is it on the same value date of last October, or would we?
It would be, same value date, yes, same value date, yes.
And do you need any of the comp sheets that we have?
They have
We provided them with our appeal, so those are all.
Yeah, that's all in here, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Just anything, if you have anything new, then I'll take it now and put it into the.
No, nothing's really changed. I mean, frankly, I'm sure you know better than I, but nothing's really changed in our neighborhood from, we've spoken to both our lawyer and with our realtor since we've had this appeal.
Yeah.
And, their view is that nothing's really changed in our neighborhood. So really, from their perspective, given the facts that we already laid out, it's kind of like it printed at this price because of a lot of factors. This lot was not desirable, and, we were taking a risk on that lot because of, we like the area. So it's just one of these things where there's a reason why it traded where it did because, as we all know, last year, the market was very hot. So there was multiple buyers. I mean, we sold our house in Fairfield.
But ironically, that's how it still took a while to sell because of all the other factors.
So when we had our house for sale, we had 3 buyers in our house, and it went, for all
our little house on Mill Plain went a lot faster than this.
Yeah, so that's why.
Tons faster.
We just kind of, the market was hot still then, so you kind of could feel it, and so it's a bit surprising that, it would jump by so much in 7 months.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we do have about 1,000 appeals. So we're actually going to be doing this until May.
Oh, you are, okay.
Yeah, so we, I can't tell you we're going to get to it next week because I have no idea if that's possible. I mean, it is possible, but, it just probably won't happen. So just please be patient. We'll make a fair decision for you, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you.
all right. Yep, thank you. All right, thank you as well. Take care, good to meet you.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals, March 18th, 2026. This is appeal number 442, and the start time is 7:38 p.m. All right, I just want to go through a couple pieces of information here. So this is Appeal 442 for 21 Quail Run Circle.
Sure.
Okay. The owner is Eileen Feldman. The town valued this property at $1,865,900, and you're asking the amount to be reduced to $1,665,900.
Yeah.
All right. And Ms. Feldman, will you raise your, will you state for the record that you are the owner of 21 Quail Run Circle, please?
Yes, I'm the owner.
Okay, all right. Just state your name and that you're the owner, please.
Eileen Feldman.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, and then if you would put your, what's going on here? All right, if you would put your right hand up.
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, so do me a favor, and you're just gonna sign
Sure.
and print there, please. Okay. All right, so Eileen, this is going to be your opportunity to provide testimony and evidence as to why you believe the market value of your home on October 1st, 2025 was $1,665,900 and not the value assigned by the town. Market value is what your home most likely would have sold for on that date, and just please try to be as succinct as possible.
Sure. Basically, there are only two other houses in my neighborhood that sold within the time. 1345 Fence Row Drive.
Say that one again,
1345 Fence Row Drive, which sold on March 7th, 2025, which is a little bit smaller, larger land. And that sold for 1.5 and is currently appraised at 1.45. And then 101 Brantley Hedge Circle was in contract in October. The closing didn't happen until February, and that house sold for 1.5. So, they're pretty comparable to me. My concern really was the land itself. I have a very strange lot, so it's very long on the sides and narrow in the front, and it's at a weird angle. So I found 3 other houses in my neighborhood where they're actually facing Fence Row Drive, which is my house kind of is perpendicular to it. And all 3 houses were assessed much lower on the land portion. So one was,
yeah, I have your...
so basically, 33 Stewart Hill Circle, which is on another corner, is my next door neighbor's house. She was appraised at $168,000 less. 235 Fence Row Drive, which is a house over from her, appraised at $200,300 lower than mine. And then 2 houses down from them on the same side of the street, relatively, and they're all one home lots, appraised for $126,700 less than mine. And so I thought it was kind of weird because I've been in regular shape, I have wetlands, and it's pretty encumbered. So I think that I felt like I was kind of being, sorry about that. So I just thought that because of the physical limitations and we're the new lot, nobody, when we bought it, it's like the cheapest house in the neighborhood because nobody can put a pool in the backyard. You have really no privacy when people go by. I'm grateful to live there, but I just think it should be more consistently priced with the other 3 houses that are in the neighborhood. Just for the record also though, the ridge where we live, is the old Pepperidge Farm estate that they subdivided, which you probably know. But the actual kind of jewel of the neighborhood is the Margaret, or whatever her name was, woman who started Pepperidge Farm. And they have a building lot there that's right when you come in on Fence Row Drive. It's like gorgeous and stunning. And that's only appraised for $444,500. So it's all, that's all.
Okay.
I don't mean to beat it up, and I apologize because I know you have 9,000 other people. I didn't realize that it was going to be so crazy.
Okay. No, because you're right to come in. So, I'm just I'll explain actually, you know what, I'll wait to explain after your next one, okay?
Okay,
So if we'll end this one, I'm just gonna end the recording and then restart it again, okay?
This is a short one.
All right, this is Peter Rupert for the Board of Assessment Appeals. It's March 18th, 2026. This is appeal number 443, and the start time is 7:44 p.m. Again, let me just go through the information here. This is appeal number 443. It's 240 Sunny Ridge Avenue. The owner is 1735 Post Road LLC. The town's valued this property at $339,000, and you're asking that to be reduced to $324,400. All right. And the appellant is Eileen Feldman. And Feldman, will you state that you are the owner of 240 Sunny Ridge Avenue?
It's Eileen Feldman, and I'm a member of, and the only member of the LLC.
Okay. And you own 240 Sunny Ridge?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you. And I just want to remind you that you are under oath, okay? So I'm going to just have you sign again here and print, please. All right, so just once again, this is going to be your opportunity to provide testimony as to why you believe the market value of this property on October 1st, 2025 was $324,400 and not the value assigned by the town.
Okay. So basically, we purchased it in August 8th, 2025. It's identical to several other end units. So what we did was we put there's like a little spreadsheet of all the other end units. They're all appraised at $324,400, with the exception of unit number 71 that has central air conditioning, which is appraised for an additional $800 more. So we just thought that it should be compatible with the exact same units. You have all 2 bedrooms, a bath and a half, no central air, same square footage.
Okay.
And I didn't pull the, I guess this is like an end unit or corner unit, so I didn't pull any of the,
Interior units, okay. Okay. All right, anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, that was easy. All right, so then I'll explain the process going forward. All right, so I'll take your appeals and I will present them to a majority of our board. They'll all have access to the same information I have. We'll deliberate and then make a decision. Once we've made that decision, you'll get a letter and an email within 7 days. If we provide some relief to you, some form of relief to you, you would not be able to come back and appeal until the next revaluation. All right, if we denied your appeal, then you could come back next year and appeal again. And you always have the right to appeal in court if you so choose. We do have about 1,000 appeals, so we are going to be doing this until May. Just please be patient.
Thank you for your service.
So, yeah, that's it. So,
Great.
All right.
Thank you
so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.